Hello, hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us see how to create a Lambda function. So for that, I just entered into my AWS management console and I logged in already. And now I'm typing Lambda. Now I just clicked on Lambda function. So you can see we just entered to Lambda page. So here you can see an option that is functions. So by using that functions, we can able to create our Lambda function. Now in the right side, you can see create Lambda function option is there. By using that, we can able to create our Lambda function easily. You can see we have three options to create. We can create by using containerized images by providing simply the name and containerized image URL. So at last you have an option that is simply create function. So like that you can able to create. And second option is using blueprint. You can able to build your Lambda function from existing blueprints. So you can see the blueprints names are there. You can select any one of the blueprint based on the runtime that you want. And you can see under your blueprint, there is some information is specified, a simple backend read write to DynamoDB with the REST API endpoints with API gateway. Everything is available in this blueprint. Or else if you want to just get S3 objects, then for that also you have one Python 3 runtime blueprint available. So by using these types of predefined already available blueprints, you can even make your Lambda creation and the code for that also available by using these pre-existing blueprints. So these are provided by AWS based on general need. So if you have a need which is specific to particular blueprint, then you can choose one of them and use them so that code writing task will be reduced for you. So currently, so just choose one blueprint and just provide your function name. In the blueprint itself, you got some function that is a runtime selected. Then just click on create function. That's it. Your blueprint will be created with the code. Now let's see the last option, that is creating your Lambda function by using author from scratch. You can create everything from scratch here. Now I'm just providing the function name, that is function one. I'm just providing it. And runtime, since I am flexible with, that is I'm comfortable with Python, so I selected Python. And just provide the default execution role. In order to create this, we need a role, right? So that you can able to select from here and you can able to choose, and then just click on create function so that your function will be created. You can see my function one is created successfully. Even you got a message like this at top, successfully created function one. You can now change its code and configure to invoke the function. So the best need of this Lambda function is whenever you are using some applications which are running, now you want to trigger this Lambda function. So if you want to trigger this Lambda function by using another AWS service, then you can able to do that by adding these triggers. You can see select a source. We have multiple API sources available here and bulk data processing services available here, and we also have real-time streaming services. You can see Apache Kafka is there, and document DB is there, DynamoDB is there, Kinesis is there, MQ is there, managed streams of Kafka is there, and you can also have partner event sources. So from these partner event sources also you can able to trigger this Lambda function. You can see multiple partner event sources are available even for you to trigger this Lambda function. Now I'm just moving on back. So currently I'm expecting to, so we have created successfully our Lambda function. Now what I'm expecting is, I'm expecting to run this Lambda function. So basically when you create a trigger for this Lambda function, so what is this trigger and what happens when we provide a source under this trigger. So if you provide a source under this trigger, then whenever any event happened on that source, or you can able to trigger that source will trigger this lambda function. Whenever any event happens on that source, then that source will trigger. That means that source will trigger to this lambda function. Then the lambda function will be run automatically by using the inputs provided by that particular event. If any event happened on your source, that event will come to your lambda function by triggering. So that event will be stored under this event. So actually, you don't know, right, how the event format will be, which was sent from source. So for that, let's see some random event. So you can see it will be in the form of JSON script. So this is how your event will look like whenever a source triggers a lambda function. So now I'm just now in order to test this lambda function, I have already a lambda function. Now what I'm expecting is I'm expecting to test this lambda function where it prints hello world, hello from lambda as my output. So for that, in order to test that, I'm expecting to create one test event. Since I'm not providing any source and source events, now in real time you have sources, and whenever an event happens on that source, this lambda function will be triggered. So that source will provide you this event related data. By using that data, this lambda function will run, triggered and run, and provide you some expected results, or do whatever the actions by using code. Now I'm just providing manually configuring some event. So let's say this is my test event. I'm just providing the event name as test event and just provided some code in it, that is some JSON script in it. So for the templates, you have multiple templates which are already available to test the already available sources related JSON scripts. You have multiple sources, right? AWS services, you can use AWS services as sources for your application. From that source, you got some JSON script as your output, right? So that format of scripts are already available here. You can able to use any one of the script to randomly test before actually implementing in real time. You have that option available by using these templates in private. In shareable templates, you have event sharing settings. That is, you can put your event in private, or you can able to share your event as well with another users. So now I'm just putting in private only, and I provided my event name as test event. Now in order to run this, first I need to save this event. Now I just clicked on save. So you can see my event got saved, and at the top you also got the message that is this test event got saved successfully. Now I'm expecting to test that test event by using this lambda function. For that, just click on down arrow. You can see I have a test event. Just click on it, and then now click on test. It will run. You can see test event name is this, that was run successfully, and the response you got is this. So you can see hello from lambda. So congratulations, you have run this lambda function successfully. We have created a lambda function, and we have configured our manual test event, and we have even run or tested our lambda function by using that test event. Okay, let's say your code is having some libraries, like you have pandas library. You're using pandas library in your test. Now let's test and see whether it is working. So it's working. Why it is working? Let's see whether it's working or not. For that, now let us write some more code. I am writing print hello world. So I need to get this as my output as well. In addition to this, I also get this. So I'm just clicking on test. You can see that output is not visible at anywhere, right? Yeah. So why this code related, this modified code related output is not visible there? The answer for this is you need to deploy the changes. You can see clearly it was specifying changes not deployed. You need to deploy the changes. So whenever you updated your code in your Lambda function, you need to deploy it before testing that code. So if you deploy that code, then only those changes will be updated. Now I'm hiding this pandas because I know this pandas library is directly not available in Lambda. Now I'm just deploying my code. You can see successfully updated. Now I'm just testing again. You can see hello world. Is it there? Yes, we got hello world now. So whenever you updated your code, you need to deploy it. Now I'm just removing this. I'm just deploying it again. Now testing it again to analyze whether I got hello world. You can see I'm not getting hello world. So in order to run updated code, you need to deploy it. So if you deploy it, it will be updated. Now I'm expecting to run. So how your data is analyzed? Let's say I want to analyze some data. For that, I have pandas libraries available in real time. Let's say I want to analyze my data by using pandas libraries in Lambda function. So can I able to do this? So I'm just provided some code, and here I'm just imported the library. So by using that library in my code, I can implement anything. In real time, you can able to write code by using this pandas library. Now let's see, let's test and let's test this code. Let's run this code and see whether we are getting any error, that is pandas library is present or not, like that. You can see I'm getting error, that is importing module, no module name pandas. So like this, I do not have any module to run, so it is not working. What is the error? This module is not there. So in this scenario, in order to overcome this, we need to put our pandas module, right? Yes. So how can we able to put that? Do I have any option? Yes. For that, you have an option, that is a layers. You can see under layers. By using this layers option, you can able to provide custom layers as well. Now I'm just expecting to add a layer. In order to use this pandas module, we need to add a layer. So now I'm just adding it. So now I just clicked on add layer. You can see whatever the layers that AWS provides. We have three options to choose our layer. You can even able to provide your custom layer. That is, you can able to choose a layer from list of layers created by AWS account or organizations. Or else you can even specify ARN. You can specify ARN for your layer, custom layer. If your expecting layer is not there, you can use this as well. Or some of your friend or some of your AWS partner or AWS account holder already created that layer and you want to use that custom layer, then you can choose this and use that custom layer. Let's say you want to use some AWS providing layers, then you can able to select this and choose the available layers. You can see multiple layers are there. So in this, what I'm expecting pandas. So for that, you can see AWS SDK for pandas lambda layer. So since I'm expecting this, I'm selecting this. In some real-time scenario, you may require power tools for lambda function with extra dependencies, and you may also require to retrieve password parameters from systems parameter store or secrets manager, or you can use lambda insights extension for CloudWatch lambda insights. That means you want to analyze your CloudWatch logs related things. So like that, you have some AWS provided extensions, that is layers also available. Now since I'm expecting pandas, I'm just selecting pandas. You have flexibility to select version as well. Now I selected the version and I'm just clicking on add. So like this, if you are using any module that is not present in your code, then you can able to import that by using layer. So if that layer is already present provided by AWS, then you can choose like this by selecting that particular layer. You can see my layer was, it was successfully updated the lab function F1. So that layer was added here at the bottom. You can see, yes, that layer was added here at the bottom. Now I'm just expecting to test that whether that layer is added or not. And if that layer is added, then this pandas will work, right? It will successfully import this panda, right? Yes. So let's test and check whether do I'm getting any error or not. I hope since I imported that layer, I'm not getting any error. You can see we are not getting error. Our code run successfully. So I can assume that my particular library or this particular module got imported successfully. That means the layer provided this particular module for me by using that code. So in this way, you can able to import the present layers, and by using that, you can use the modules which are present under that layer. Or you can even have an option that is custom layers. So by using that, you can even able to import the required layers that you want to use in your code. So here you can also have multiple options for you. You can able to monitor how many times you run your code, how many times you tested your code, how many invocations are there, how much duration is there, and error count rate, throttles. So you have a monitoring session and configuration session and aliasing session and version session. So like that, you have multiple options is there under your configuration session as well. And in the code section, you can able to write your code, or else you can able to upload your code from multiple sources. Like you can upload from S3, or you can upload .zip file directly here. So these are the two ways. If you have your code that is very large, that this Lambda function does not support, that much length code, you can able to upload in S3 in the form of zip file, and you can able to get that by using this option Amazon S3 location. By providing that zip file location here, you can able to get that object, get that file easily to here. So this is where you can able to use this Lambda function, and after running your Lambda function, you can even able to trigger destinations asynchronously, or you can map to some event sources as well. And even you can able to provide SNS notification, or else the destination may be another SNS queue, SQS queue, or another Lambda function also you can able to trigger, or you can able to trigger event bridge, event buses as well. So these are the destinations available. So currently I'm not doing any adding any destinations. So this is about how to create your Lambda function and how to test your Lambda function and how to import your libraries required to run your Lambda function. If libraries are there, then that's okay. If libraries are not there, then you choose this layer, and you can able to add your custom layers, and you can able to get those modules from that layers, or else you can get those particular libraries that you required by your code. I hope you understood how to create your Lambda function and run your Lambda function successfully based on your real-time need, and you got some knowledge from this video or knowledge recap from this video. If you feel this video is contentful, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching again. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, bye bye guys. Thanks for watching again.